Okay, let's get ready for this. Tarek Bliss Bibi. Wow, what a name. He is a rising star, and we are so lucky to have him as he is so sought after. But when I chatted to him, I said, "You've got to be on this show." And he said, "Yep, he's going to be here." He's got many gifts, and I'd like to mention his revolutionary infinity healing modality, because this is where he helps his clients achieve and manifest their heart's desires and dreams faster than anywhere else. And that has earned him the name Mr. Miraculous because of the instant breakthroughs he has assisted his clients in achieving. Here's to the remarkable Mr. Miraculous, Tarek Bibi.
Hey, Goddess, thank you so much for that intro. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me here. I can't wait to leave us all more empowered, more remembered than ever before.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. I've just been so looking forward to this. We've got so many things we want to go through. Just to let everybody know here that there's a little short bio in the chat about Tarek. There'll be a longer one on the gift page. We will be putting the gift link at the end of the chat, but we've also got a landing page with the gift, so you can really tune up about Tarek and grab his gift in many ways. So let's look at this. Let's see where we can actually help the women here. Would you mind, first of all, actually, Tarek, I'm going to just jump in with this. I'd love to hear a little bit about your journey from abuse and trauma to living your inspired life.
Thank you for that question. Feels like a past life. I'll try to keep it short. So growing up feeling different than everyone else, feeling more sensitive, looking around the classroom being like, why is everyone taking this class so serious? As if I knew it was all just a matrix reality. And getting bullied a lot. I think people just sensed I was different, so they would just pick fights with me, and I wouldn't take it to heart, but I was just confused. Why are they punching me? Why are they throwing me on the ground? School was like, why can't you be like your older brother? He's an A+ student. You're getting the lowest grades. So there was this like self-worth connected to getting good grades. So I felt like I felt not good enough, not worthy, not deserving. I was very shy and quiet as a kid. My mind was definitely tapped into higher realms. They call it ADHD, attention dialed into higher dimensions.
Oh, I like that link.
Yeah, I've heard it somewhere. And you know, Dad loved us and provided for us. I think he was battling his own demons, and you know, maybe coming back home and frustrated with himself or not feeling good enough, and somehow that found a way to transfer that I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy. I made the story that Dad doesn't love me. I made the story I made that to be that Dad hates me, even though he loved us. And so growing up feeling like, okay, Dad hates me, which wasn't true. Feeling like I'm the lowest, getting the lowest grades, feeling the lowest within my own being, low self-esteem. And then fast track to age 25. Now I'm abusing alcohol. I'm doing a lot of drugs. I'm smoking weed. I'm not caring about my health. I'm like punishing my body because I'm hating myself. And then out of that, I had it felt like an almost heart attack, but it was just a heart spasm. And in that moment, I was like, okay, I want to make the best use of my life. And then from that moment, it was like discovered my purpose as a healer. Months later, started a cleaner plant-based diet, gave up alcohol, caffeine, bad salts, bad sugars, and it was a complete transformation. Created my own healing modality. I've healed a lot of my traumas. I've helped thousands of people worldwide hold space for them to let go of their traumas, forgive their mom, forgive their father, take their power back, integrate their inner child, and the journey continues.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And what I'm hearing as well, which leads into my next question, is that actually by you adopting those beliefs that weren't correct about your father, etc., you were, and I'm going to say it like this, and I hope it's okay to say it like this, because I'm actually meaning it positive, because I'm like it. You're a sensitive soul. You're an empath. And when we are sensitive and empaths, there's something quite beautiful in that, but we're never taught how to own it in a very sort of positive way.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask you, what are some of the traps to avoid as an empath in relationships?
Yes. So I would say 100% as empaths, we're creating stories all the time. So that one trauma of experiencing intensity coming at me and making it to be, that does not love me.
Yeah.
Created a whole victim reality, a disempowering reality. I'm not worthy of love reality. So in relationships as empaths, when we feel things, can we get into the place of, wow, this, like, I'm interpreting that as you are angry with me.
Yeah.
And so step one is to verbalize it. I'm
Mm.
feeling, and in nonviolent communication, it's always like, don't jump to conclusions, share the vulnerability. So um, I feel like you're upset with me. Um, when you scream, I feel like you hate me. Whatever it is, just share
Yeah.
that openly. So being transparent, being vulnerable, and taking initiative by sharing the feeling, whether you're feeling that I'm feeling really sensitive and delicate right now, is it possible to like bring the noise level a little lower? Or when you did this, so the nonviolent way to communicate is not when you did that, it made me feel. That's
No.
giving your power away. No one can make you feel anything.
Right.
We can only make ourselves feel a certain way. But the nonviolent way to say it is when you screamed, I felt unsafe,
Mm.
let's say.
So it's the
Right.
ownership of it, but
Take
also
ownership.
expressing it.
Yeah,
Y-
yeah. And that way, as an empath, and then the other traps I would say is know that as empaths, we are attracting narcissists. Like it's almost like the flip side of the coin. And we want to break out of the, we're not the mama. I always tell my clients, you're not the mama. Um, because we're not here to babysit other people's egos. We're here to hold space from a powerful place
Mm.
to bring up people's stuff if that needs to be. And we get to choose who those people are. Another trap is we're not here to be healers for our partners, right? That's
Ah.
another trap. Oh, if this person's so broken, I want to heal them. That's a trap for an
Yeah.
empath. Maybe
Yes.
have them as a client. Don't have them as a lover. Don't have them as a partner.
Yeah.
Have your standards. It's, oh, you are allowed to and worthy and deserving of meeting someone who's at your level. So don't
Yes.
we always do this thing where it's like, but we see the good in all. I always joke with my clients, I'm like, you could see a shark running up to you in the ocean and you'll be like, I see the divinity within that shark as it's coming like straight for you to eat you and kill you. So there's love in everything and everyone. That doesn't mean that we have to stay in that toxic environment. So have your
No.
strong, healthy boundaries, have your standards, know your non-negotiables,
Yeah.
and step into your queen and attract your king or whatever your dynamic is.
I love that. Do you
Yeah.
feel that with empaths that we tend to want to rescue people as well?
Rescuer, 100%. Be
Yeah.
careful from the martyr archetype. I will
Yeah.
sacrifice myself for you because I love you. That is not true love. And
No.
the rescuer, I want to rescue you. Oh, and feeling needed might feel close to feeling love, but it's not,
Yes. No.
right? Sometimes
I
we blur the
love that
line.
distinction.
Yeah,
Yes. So
yeah,
feeling needed, some people think that is love, but it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. And you try not to lead with your healer in relationships. You're not there to heal your relation, like your partners. You're there to come as a whole complete being and they're a whole complete being, and you're both holding space for each other. It naturally happens, but don't try to fix the other person. You're not their healer. Try to have the healer be someone outside of the relationship, right? To create that healthy boundary so that the energies don't get too, entangled in an unhealthy
Yeah.
way.
And
And definitely
from
have sacred safe space for yourself.
yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
in fact, that's probably what we want to start talking about as well, because now we understand, and I love that, really honing in on feeling needed is not love. How
Mhm.
do we how do we know what our needs are,
Yeah.
and how do we get those met?
Yeah. I just want to say one last thing that just popped into my awareness.
Yes.
So it's trust your red flags. because
Yes.
sometimes you'll feel your red flag and it's not a logical thing. It's just like a subtle knowing. And when
Yeah.
you feel a red flag, that's your body saying, no, something's off here. Trust
Yeah.
it. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to make logical sense, and then act on it. How do you know your needs? I think it's really important. That's the home plate for today, is to take some time, figure out what your needs are. It's so empowering when a woman's like, I know I'm calling in someone who's living their purpose, who has financial prosperous mindset, who is healthy, who's like, when you know the qualities you're looking for, it also it allows you to step up. Like, okay, if I'm
Yes.
calling this in a partner, I need to step up my game. I remember when I was calling my queen, I was like, okay, let's look at where my energy is being drained. Let's look at where I'm giving my power away. Let's look at addictions. Let's look at my health. And I was like, okay, I'm calling in my queen, so I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to eat healthier, not from a place of like you have to work so hard for it,
No.
but self-care, self-love, putting yourself first, loving yourself. I would say the ultimate tool to manifest a life partner or bring in your soul family or whatever your desire is loving your life so much, loving yourself so much that it just becomes you become a magnet. And you don't want to come at it from a place of there's something missing in my life, not from a
No.
I'm empty, I need to fill this void. Allow source, God, universe to fill the void inside of you, because nothing in this earth will really fill it
No.
except for infinite love. And come at a relationship from a place of I'm whole, I'm complete. What are your needs, right? So we need connection. And the more, let's say you need support, right? And you cultivated a beautiful support system through your soul family. Then when you meet a partner and it doesn't work out, you're like, I've got my soul family, they support me. I go to my spiritual practices, that supports me,
Yeah.
that grounds me. So the more we are aware of what we need, the less there's this like pull energy where, oh my God, but this person can provide all these things for me. We it's okay, we're interdependent beings, but it's unhealthy to create codependency.
Yeah. And I want to tap it into a little bit more about soul family,
Mhm.
because it sounds like that there's so much to that that's really important for us to hear, because we're creating a family irrespective of our soulmate. But when our soulmate does come, it's an added benefit. So when you talk about soul family, you're not necessarily talking about birth family.
Yeah. Christina, I've done so many past life regressions, and it's like mom was sister, brother was father, lover was it's just so many. If you guys believe in many lifetimes, like the dynamics have been all over the place. And so even the word soulmate, we need to break that down, because technically almost every friend I'm meeting right now, even sometimes when I meet them for the first time,
Yes.
they're soul family. There's a
Yeah.
feeling of I know this person. And just because you were, let's say, a partner with a soulmate in a past life, I wonder how many of us in this lifetime were repeating that cycle, because planet Earth is a big like cycle repeater, and we need to break those cycles. So immediately when I meet a soulmate, I go, if there's any karma, please clear it. I forgive myself for anything I might have done to this person in all lifetimes. I forgive them for anything they might have done. And please cut any unhealthy cords that are connecting me with this person. Because when you marry someone in one of your thousands of lifetimes, you go, I will love you forever, forever, forever. So you will bring them
Yeah.
back, and you might feel
Oh,
like this is
yes.
the right thing to do and marry them again, which I did with my wife, or my ex-wife.
Yeah.
And but the lesson was to break the cycle, and I did the complete opposite. I was like, but this feels familiar. Just like when people go to India, let's say they have a lifetime in India or Hawaii or
Yeah.
wherever, or Middle East, Egypt. A lot of people are traveling to Egypt. There's this like resonance. um Maybe you already been there, done that. That's why I don't go to India. I'm like, I've been there, I've done that. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need to, just because it feels familiar. And we want to explore new things. Just like an actor or actress, you don't want to play the same role each time. We want to change it up.
Mm. So are you saying, I'm going slightly off tangent, but I just want to understand this. Are you
Yeah.
saying that if we've been married to somebody in a past life, it's we shouldn't be marrying them again, or can that still work out?
I wouldn't dare say like what someone should or shouldn't, because that's
No.
on everyone to check in. But I hear your question, and I
Yeah.
get what you're saying is, there's no right or wrong, but there's just be mindful be aware that
Yeah.
sometimes we are attracted to someone because of a previous relationship, and it
Yeah.
feels comfortable, and it feels, you know, it
Yes.
just feels familiar, and just question that familiar, I can't say the word, question why it's
Familiarity.
familiar. Thank you.
Yes.
Question. I grew up speaking English, Arabic, and French, and every now and then they just
I
jumble up.
do the same. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And just question it.
Yeah.
Where is this coming from? Why does this feel familiar? Is this for my highest good to be in relation with this person on this level in this lifetime? Like, we just check in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just very quickly, how do you manifest a soulmate family? Let's say
Yeah.
you're thinking, actually, that sounds really good. I really want to enrich my life on my journey to meeting the one.
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
manifest that?
Well, for me, everything's prayer. So many cultures, so many
Yeah.
traditions, whether it's Abrahamic religions or even indigenous cultures, they talk about the power of prayer.
Yeah.
If you're spiritual, it's setting an intention. If you're more on the
Yes.
witchy side, it's an invocation. But we're saying
Yes.
the same thing, right? It
Yeah.
starts with
Yeah.
prayer and intention and invocation, and get clear. Because sometimes, and the danger of soulmates is I can manifest a soulmate from hell. Like, this is someone who, you just was the worst relationship ever, but they were a soulmate because I've known them. So be careful with those soulmate things. Sometimes there's the shadow side of soulmates that people don't talk
Yeah.
about. So
Yeah.
be specific. You're at a restaurant, you're ordering something. Don't just say I want food. Say I want the gluten-free pizza with these ingredients, these qualities. Um, so the more clear we are in who we are, and the more experience we've had in relationships, and we realize what our non-negotiables are, I would
Mm-hmm.
say step one is to do whatever you do for manifestation. I have a YouTube video that has thousands of views called Manifest Anything Now. That's what
Yeah.
I go to. Find the one that works for you. And then just put it out there with strong intention, clear. You can be clear or general. That's
Yeah.
fine. Um, but sometimes you'll notice with send me a soulmate, it's not specific enough. But
No.
like, feel the qualities. What does it feel like with this person? What are the qualities, the feelings? Because at the end of the day, it's not a person we want, it's the qualities. I feel
Yes.
expansive, I feel seen, I
Yes.
feel held, I feel supported, I feel inspired, I feel loved, I feel nurtured. It's not the job, it's the fulfillment in a life purpose
Yeah.
career. It's not the money, but maybe the empowerment, freedom that it gives us. So
Yes.
go deeper.
Eileen's got a question and she's asked a couple of times. We might have to ask her again. She wants me
Yes.
to ask you, and I don't know if we can remember this because we're going through so many things, but could we please reinstate the 3 points from the start of this talk? Can you remember what that was?
Oh God. Like
Was it
100
to do
miles an
with
hour.
Eileen? Was it to do with wasn't to do with the trauma from the past? Was it to do with the traps to avoid as an empath
Traps the void
in
as an empath.
relationships?
I
Would
think that
that
was
be
it.
it? I was just going to ask, yeah. Are there
Yeah.
3 points to that?
Well, let's ask the group if they remember to write it down. But
Yes, she
from what I
said yes, it's the
remember,
traps of the
yes, trap
empaths.
for empaths.
Yes.
So you're not there to be their healer.
Yep.
So just because they're wounded and you want to help them, try to observe that part of you that wants to help them and realize that's not your responsibility unless you're 100% feeling guided to. But it's really healthy to come at a relationship from a place of their whole, your whole.
Yeah.
So you're not there to, you wrote it down earlier, Christina, it was about,
Yes,
um,
it's a healer. Then there was the um we not to sacrifice
yeah,
ourselves.
not sacrificing ourselves for their gain. We're not there to fix them. Um, be aware of the opposite of the empath, which is the narcissist. So know your red flags, act on that.
And feeling
Step into your
needed is
queen.
not love.
Thank you. That's the one I was waiting for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
the one I love as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is got I hope Eileen's got that. Yes,
We
thank
covered.
you. Great.
Yes.
Super. I'm glad
Thanks
we
for
answered
bringing
that because
that
it's
back.
really important to feel that. Perfect.
And please, if someone's on the chat, if you can like write down the key notes, that would help all of us.
We are.
Oh, you
So
are. Great.
Jen, my
Thank you.
online business manager, is putting the
Amazing.
keynotes down and she puts them into the chat. Yes.
Thanks, Jen. I
So
hope you're catching up. I'm speaking really
there's so much here, isn't there? Oh, should we ask? Let's just have a look at this. Right, I'm going to ask this one. We're going off what I've got because I want to just check this one. As a male with an empath, how do you protect your aura from a narcissistic man and woman?
Yeah. Yeah. So I have this rule. If I'm talking to someone, like if I'm talking to, if Christina, you're talking to me and there's no room for me to talk, I'm like, this person does not care about me, does not care about my energy. I literally walk away from the conversation. If I feel
Okay.
it's take, take, take and no
Yeah.
reciprocity, I'm out because
Yeah.
I value my energy. Another really powerful tool is
Yeah.
to place your hands right around your sacral, your belly button area. So you just kind
Yep.
of put your hands like that and put it right above your belly button, and it's a way of saying you're not going to pull on my energy, right?
Oh, I love
So
that. I love
yeah,
that. Brilliant
very
tip.
powerful tool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it's a boundary. Aries energy, which I have a lot of, if you haven't felt it already, are great at setting boundaries. So take a boundary workshop, practice with someone how to set healthy boundaries. So if someone's narcissistic, I just call them out, which my ex taught me use the word call them in. So I remember being just recently, I was like, hey, when we were chatting, I felt you weren't talking with me. I felt like you were talking to me. And what works for, and that created unsafety for me. What I would like is to have like a harmonious relationship. I personally don't attract narcissists into my life now. It just feels like if I was
No.
to, I would smell them a mile away and feel them a mile away, and just not allow that. So I can just sense
I
it
love
and immediately, yeah,
Yes. I think it's
be,
really lovely that you've been able to clarify for us a little
yeah,
bit around this because it's such a horrible feeling when we have a narcissist in our say world, because that's not soulmate family. It feels really disturbing. So some
yeah.
of this is just super just to hear how you would handle it.
Yeah, and it's okay if you sense someone's just pulling your energy. It's okay to say, hey, I've done it before where I'm like, my mind is shutting down. And
Yeah.
it's a very non-threatening way to express yourself. Like, I'm not feeling like I'm able to continue this conversation. I'm gonna excuse myself. Yeah.
Yes. As
But
an
we're not, yeah,
empath, I've got a few questions on this.
yeah, we're not here to babysit people's egos. That, sometimes
No.
the unhealthy ego just wants that energy. We're not here to feed the ego. You're not doing them a service. You're doing yourself a disservice. We're here to cater to people's hearts and souls, and sometimes that means calling someone in. Sometimes it means having a confrontational conversation, which doesn't have to be aggressive.
Right, we've got some extra questions. I'm going to ask these. One of them is, how do you train yourself to smell a narcissist? I would say to recognize a
Yeah,
narcissist.
yeah. I don't know. That's not, yeah. So, it feels like a pull energy. It feels like a take energy. I start to
Yeah,
feel heavy. I start to feel my energy is being sucked. I start to feel this person is all about themselves. Um, I don't feel, to me, it's like if it's not I always tell my women clients, especially, but also men clients,
yeah,
if you don't feel there's a reciprocity, then that's not a match. If you're always
no,
giving 95% and they only give 5%. So test the waters when you're with
yes,
relationships. Okay, give them a little because a lot of us are overgivers. Like give a little, see if it's being reciprocated one way or another. If it doesn't, why keep going? Why continue to give that relationship, right? So imagine with everyone, you're like, okay, this person is up here. Let me meet them where they're at, or let me not expect it to come back. So you decide, am I going to do this unconditionally? We're here
mm,
to we're here to condition our surroundings. This is how I need to be spoken to. This is what works for me. This doesn't work for me. So we're
yeah.
conditioning, hey, I'm working at these hours. So we really need to practice expressing how we want to be communicated with others. Um, and we want to create those boundaries with others. Yeah.
Great. And another question I think you're going to be perfect at. As an empath, this has come from Marcella. as an
Mhm.
empath, how can I open myself up to receive?
The receptivity muscle. So
Yeah.
imagine going to the gym and you want to strengthen, let's say, your arm muscles or your leg muscles, thigh muscles. So you work it out every few days, right? Same thing with the receptivity. I like to point at the heart. A lot of women, when they get breast cancer, it's over giving, under receiving. So
Mm,
so it's the equivalent, Christina, of exhaling more than inhaling. What would happen if that, right? We would get dizzy and we'd probably pass out.
yeah.
So the heart is basically, when it says cancer, it's just saying, please balance and the right arm is kind of, the way I see it is you're giving masculine energy. Left hand is your receptivity. When you look at your day, can you do a kind of like just check in at your regular 24-hour day? How much of it are you in your masculine? How much are you in your feminine? What are those
Mm,
traits? Look it up. Masculine is the doer, right? It's structured,
yes.
is the brain. The right brain is feminine, it's creative, it's dancing, it's flowing, it's not structured, it's, you know, it's receptivity, right? We're in a time now where I'm so happy, power to all the divine feminine in all of us, men and women. You
Yeah.
know, it's the rise of the divine feminine because it was imbalanced.
Yes.
There's beauty in divine masculine. Let's not forget that that's not a, they're trying to make it that powerful men equals toxic masculinity. That's, don't buy into that narrative.
No.
We, because they need that, because the warriors are the ones that are like, I'm willing to risk my life to protect my village. And
Yeah.
that's usually the male bodied, but it could be women bodied too, because there's a warrior in all of
Yeah.
us. But then who's going to
Yeah.
take care of, you know, the regular role is the nurturers and the warriors. It's in us all. I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but
No. I get
we
what you're
thrive
saying.
in
We've
different
all got
roles. Yeah.
masculine and feminine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
totally missed the question. I went on a tangent.
I thought you did it really
I
well.
answered it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Um, I want to have time to chat about your super intriguing gift. It's
Mm,
about activating your infinite DNA to attract more
yes.
wealth and abundance. And it's called
Yes.
Ascension 777 Healing Rap Album. Am I
I
right in
think those
saying
are
there's
three. I
five
think there's three
gifts?
gifts. I think at least three gifts. Yeah.
I think I saw five, but
Five.
three
Okay,
is
there's five
fine.
gifts. Well, you mentioned three, you're right, but we gifted five. Yes. So there's a
Please
full
enlighten
album.
us.
Yeah. I've got this line where I go, I believe in just one thing, infinite abundance for all beings, so we can live like kings and queens, doing what makes our hearts sing. So imagine a whole bunch of that in a whole album. It's called Ascension 777. And it's poetry, it's rap, it's spiritual, it's conscious. Each song has a healing frequency. There's a song dedicated to the goddess called the Goddess Anthem. You could dance to it, you could sing to it.
Yeah.
So that's a whole album I'm gifting you guys from one of my six albums now. I just released one called Infinite Eye.
Wow. Oh, we got
Uh,
thank you, Tarek. What a legend.
I love that.
And the gift link is in the chat.
Perfect.
And we have got a landing page we've built where we'll have Tarek's biography. And the link will be a button to get the free gift, which we're going to send out the end of tomorrow. So after the 2 days,
Thank
everyone's
you.
got another chance to sign up, get the gifts as well. So that's not
Thank you.
just, I know it's normally just for the event, but we wanted to give a little bit more time as well.
Thank you. And then the DNA, I mean, I think it's the most powerful part of us is our DNA. We actually,
Yeah.
if you're into like being, if I believe based on my research that our DNA has been tampered with when we were, you know, evolving, and it's keeping us suppressed and at a level where we're not able to see what cats see or babies see, like, you know, all these extrasensory gifts
Yes.
and talents that certain people have. I
Yeah.
believe that when we activate our DNA infinitely, we reclaim what they call junk DNA. We use those gifts to have our multi-dimensional version of self and have these powers that the creator really wanted us to have, so we can
Yeah.
have a more empowered reality. So that's there. And then definitely there's
Lovely.
one about financial abundance. Listen to it, let it increase your receptivity. I was going to say with receptivity is write a list of ways that you allow yourself to strengthen your receptivity muscle. So for me, going to get a massage, I'm not
Yeah.
able to do and be in my masculine when I'm getting massage. So it
Yeah.
really drops me into my receptivity. what maybe soft, dancing to a soft song can drop
Yes.
you into your receptivity, breath work, having someone make a meal for you, like going to a restaurant. What are all the ways you can allow yourself to receive?
I love that.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
yeah,
so important.
yeah.
We oh my goodness, we've just run out. I'm just going to see what this. Oh, let's just see if we can do one more question quickly, if you don't mind, Tarek, and then I will let
Yes,
you go. Um,
100%.
Somebody has been energetically stuck in the past,
Mhm.
in past bad relationships. When you said embody in the now, present moment, the essence of your divine person, she felt she needed to release her past energy and allow her divine energy to attract her soulmate.
Is that a question, Christina? I'm a
Well,
little
actually, I don't
confused.
think it is. I think she's recognized what she can do.
Oh, a shift happened.
Shift, yes, I think
Shift
that's how I'm
happens
reading
sometimes,
it.
Christina.
I love it, Tarek. Oh, this has been so wonderful. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you're
much.
very
Um,
welcome.
it's gone by in a flash. I can't believe
Yeah,
it, 30 minutes. I would love to have you on another time. I know you're
yeah,
so
yeah.
busy,
Thanks.
but thank
I
you. And
will
thank
make
you for,
time.
oh, beautiful.
Aileen just said yes, it did shift. So from just
Oh,
hearing that, it
yeah,
shifted for her. That's beautiful.
that is what we want to
Christina,
hear.
you're awesome. You're such a leader. I just I appreciate you. I see you. I acknowledge all the love that you put into this, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Oh, thank you so much, Tarek. I can't wait to do it again with you and have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you so much. I love you guys.